like a sauce shaker. Shake it like a sauce shaker.
How you doing? This is Jazz for OldFashionedHealth.com. And a lot of people don't know this, but March is actually Nutritional Month. So the FDA is actually putting forth a proposal of changes for our nutritional labels that we have on the back of our foods. I'm going to go through the 7 proposed changes that they're going to have. I think for the next 90 days, they're going to ask Americans some suggestions that they can have for the labels as well. So let's get into it. The 7 changes. The first change, I really like this one, is that the manufacturers are actually going to have to put the amount of sugar that they're adding to the food. And I think that's a great idea. Sugar is actually leading to a lot of obesity and just a lot of unhealthiness in America right now. So I agree with that one. The second one is going to be serving size on the back of the packages. So now, as opposed to putting the serving size we should eat, they're going to start putting the serving size that we actually eat. Now, for me personally, I don't agree with that one too much. I think that if you put the amount of serving that we actually eat as opposed to what we should eat, and I look at it this way, we eat more than we should. So if you put the serving size that we actually eat, I don't think people are really going to understand that that's not what we should be eating. But that's what people actually eat, and it's not healthy. I mean, that's just my opinion, right? So the third one is a good one. So I think the third one a lot of people actually miss. They're going to put the servings per package on there as well. So you'll see serving size, but a lot of people don't understand that you have to look at how many servings are actually in that package or in that bottle. So I think that's a really good one. I think they're going to really bring that out in the label so people can see that one, right? The fourth one is, I think if you look at your label now, you'll see vitamin A, vitamin C, such a percent is in there. Well, they're going to switch and say now we want to see the amount of potassium and the amount of vitamin D on the label on the food correctly, right? Because potassium, that adds to your heart health as well. Vitamin D is good for the bones. So actually now vitamin A and vitamin C is not going to be required. I actually like that one. Now, so the fifth one is the daily values. I'm pretty sure if you look at the labels, you'll see daily value percentage. I think they want to get a little tighter around that to really show and be more stringent of especially things like sodium and saturated fat. So they want to become more stringent on the daily values part, right? So the sixth one is going to be the calories from fat, and I agree with this one. So while they're proposing they keep total fat, saturated fat, unsaturated fat on the label, they're going to take out calories from fat. And this is something I've always said, that you have good fat. You can have, it's not just fat isn't just bad. There's good fat, peanut butter, avocado, certain elements of certain chemicals they're good fat. So that's why they're going to just take away the calories from fat. I agree with that one. And the last one is just a fresh format. Things are going to pop out more, like the per serving per package, the sodium, certain things are just going to pop out more to you now. So when you do turn the label around, it doesn't look like a different language trying to read it. So I agree with that one as well, to make it easier to read for you. So those are the 7 label proposed changes. Now I'm going to get into something that I found a lot of information about, and that is the amount of salt, the amount of sodium that we take into our bodies. So this is what we consume. This is what the FDA recommends we consume in one day, which is 2,400 milligrams of sodium. It's just 1 teaspoon, right? Now we actually consume 3,300 milligrams, unfortunately. So we're all over the charts, right? Now, if you're over 51, African American, or if you have some kind of heart disease or so forth, then the recommendation is actually 1,500 milligrams a day. So, with that said, I'm going to give a little demonstration. So you want a snack? I have this Greek yogurt, Chobani, one of my favorites, and I have potato chips. And I'm not going to lie, these are one of my favorite chips when I used to eat chips back in the day. So, just looking at the back of the labels, right, I'm seeing that it has sodium 170 milligrams. And it says 7% of my daily value. The percentage next to the value is based on the daily percentage of what you should consume in a day. It's only 7%. I'm good, right? This one has sodium 75 milligrams, 3% of my daily recommended value of sodium intake. Good, okay. But people fail to realize that in this bag, this is 1 serving. The nutritional label, but in this bag is 3.5 servings. Oh, this bag, by the way, is half air. We all can sit in the couch and eat this bag right now. So multiply that number of 170 by 3.5, you almost get 600 milligrams. You're talking a quarter of your sodium recommended intake right here in this one bag. As opposed to this one serving is this one container, and it only is 3% of the recommended daily. So you gotta really read the labels. Trust me, it'll save you in the long run. Read the labels, look at the sodium, look at anything else you're interested in, protein, saturated fat. You really have to read the labels. I know when I started doing this research, I look at the label for everything. It's crazy, everything now. So just a little bit about that. Now, a lot of people say, well, salt, it can lead to high blood pressure, right? But what leads to it? What's the mechanism behind the salt and the high blood pressure? So salt, sodium, those words are used interchangeably. Actually, salt is just a compound used for flavoring and preserving food. Sodium is actually a chemical within salt. So they're not the same thing, but they are. Hope that makes sense. Sodium attracts water. When you consume salt, which has the sodium in it, you're adding salt and sodium into your bloodstream, which means you're adding water into your bloodstream because sodium is attracting water. Hence, pressure, the volume in your blood is increasing, you get high blood pressure because the water is coming in to your blood system, to your bloodstream. What that means is your heart has to work that much harder. Simple. You're adding water to your bloodstream, your heart has to work that much harder because now you have high blood pressure. Real simple. That's the layman's terms. That is what's going on when you're ingesting salt. Try and read the labels of almost everything you eat. I recommend it. And they actually say we get the salt and the sodium from foods that are processed. So we have lunch meat, that's a lot of processed. The recommended amount is 2,400 a day. 2,400. 3 ounces of ham has 1,100 milligrams of sodium. That is a lot of sodium. So again, do your research, because at the end of the day, you're going to get older, you're going to start getting high blood pressure. Start now, even if you're older, just make that change now. There you go. Half of your daily recommendation, just take 3 ounces of ham, and you're already done for the day. Halfway through the day, pretty much. 1,100, that is amazing. That's crazy, right? So again, read the labels, understand what you're eating. At the end of the day, in the long run, it's going to help you out. I hope that has been beneficial to you. Start reading the labels more, whether it's sodium, protein, potassium eventually. And I guess my guess is come the summer, you should see a new label. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The label should be more pronounced as far as the nutritional facts and the daily recommended by percentage as well. So again, it's been a pleasure, it's been an honor. This is Jazz for Old Fashioned Health.
Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker.